A good midday Monday to you, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at large-scale features here, what we can see here to start with, the tropics, we have a couple easterly waves that are going to be progressing into the Lesser Antilles and the Caribbean Basin. We have a tropical depression number 4 that's off the South Carolina coast. It's going to make inroads and head inland and brings perhaps some much needed moisture and roll that around the Bermuda High, which is very strong. The other strong feature, of course, is the big heat dome that's located in the southwest corner of Canada, the northwest corner of the United States, an area of low pressure offshore, all of this combining to produce interior heat that comes basically toward the coast, and they're setting new records, and this is probably the strongest heat wave that many of us have seen in our lifetime. Just blowing away temperatures that are 5 to 10 degrees above normal from their all-time records. Quite amazing stuff. For us, we have deep humidity, as you can see here. Looking at the heat indices, these are going to be in play as well. We're starting to already see that along the coast. We do have some cloud cover that's kind of keeping the temperatures down a little bit this morning. I'm expecting that cloud cover to thin out. And with that, a few showers and a couple thunderstorms are a possibility right along the U.S.-Canadian border. Tomorrow, Tuesday, they could be a little bit more centrally located, central parts of Vermont. Here again, we're looking at pretty weak cells at this point in time with these mainly just heat showers and a little cool them off shower. At least today, the temperatures are a bigger deal than any kind of precipitation issues with the ongoing drought. So here's our heat anomaly. It is quite something. So we're seeing that start to decay just a little bit, but it is covering all of the British Columbia, parts of Alberta, into Washington, Oregon, a little bit into Northern California. Of course, next to maxima is minima, and you can see the cooler than normal temperatures, and pretty cold at that, just almost equal. But this is across parts, of course, of Colorado, New Mexico, and the Southern Rockies, and interior parts of Mexico, and so forth. This is our above normal temperature anomalies. You can compare the difference. We don't hold a candle to what's going out across Western Canada right now, and those temperatures are extreme. And this is definitely part and a tribute to super duper warm air coming in across the Pacific Ocean from the Gulf of Alaska, of all places, and then setting up the perfect kind of consequences for the warmest temperatures, setting all-time records across the Pacific Northwest and parts of Western Canada. This heat index, this is valid on Wednesday morning. You can see that it's still with us here in the Northeast United States. But we start to see some cooler air. This kind of gets stripped off to the north. And what ends up happening is this sort of becomes dislodged in a little bit of pieces, but our temperatures are going to be coming down considerably. This is valid Thursday night, that's Friday morning, and so we're looking at below normal temperatures to work in for this holiday weekend for the 4th of July. Now, roughly about the 4th, as we head toward the 4th of July, let me switch this to the 0Z, and you can kind of see what's going on here. This begins to moderate back, and we start to get a little bit of this pieces of this heat wave beyond the period, beyond Saturday. And it starts to set up warmer than normal temperatures. Again, this is the Bermuda High, so you can see the influx of that. And it's really hard to dislodge this anomalous heat that's going to be situated out in the Pacific Northwest and West in general. But it does get a little bit more into the Northeast, just kind of taking this further along. This is the 7th of July. And you can see that far out, things are kind of moderated considerably, but you can see that some of that is definitely getting dislodged and heading our way. So we're looking at some pretty hot summer weather here beyond the 4th of July, which is going to cool us down a little bit. So this is our Bermuda High, and it's kind of steering this moisture that's coming way inland across Texas and then brought through the Ohio Valley, lower Great Lakes, or kind of north of the Ohio Valley, mid-Mississippi Valley, and into the Great Lakes and the northeast U.S. into Canada. And we're kind of sitting right on the edge of this, and so consequently over the next several days, we have this little skirmishes along mainly the U.S.-Canadian border, sometimes getting into all of Vermont. This particular system on Wednesday is about the most robust, and we probably have the best chance to make up some much-needed rainfall on Wednesday with showers and a a few thunderstorms. Some of those thunderstorms potentially may be heading toward the strong side. We'll have to wait and see. Now, by the time we get into Thursday, this weather system is going to start to push on to the south. And Thursday is looking like most of the thunderstorm activity is going to be out to the south of us. So no thunderstorms, but a little bit more in the way of showers. And each afternoon, we still have this disturbance here is going to perk up some more showers on Friday. And that's going to continue, it looks like, a little bit even into Saturday, as you can see here. Right now, it looks like Sunday the 4th of July. Looks like it'll be dry. Stay tuned on that. But beyond the period here, we'll start to see a little bit more of that heat, and then another setup here with a frontal system kind of being drugged down, and potentially some more opportunities for precipitation. This is the GFS ensemble centered on Montpelier, Vermont, and you can see the daily precipitation, the 3-hourly QPF. Every day is pretty much a day that's going to feature a little bit of showers. What does it all mean? Well, we might break 1 inch eventually after several days, and continuing. Now, the latest model run is the blue line, so it's really backed off compared to what the ensembles are seeing. This is precipitable water where we're at its highest points, and then eventually over the next few days after Wednesday, we'll start to see a little bit less. But you can see the bit of business here. It's almost noise. As one might expect, convective available potential energy is quite high, and that's what you're looking at here over the next few days. I think Wednesday is probably the best day to get some forcing out of that and get some much needed rainfall. And in terms of shear, we're up on Wednesday around 40 knots, and so we have the potential to see some organized storm systems, and we'll be watching that very carefully. Weather Prediction Center, 7-day total QPF. You can see here we're running about 1.5, so somewhere around 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and that's generally over our neck of the woods here. Looking at the temperature scenario, this is what it looks like here. You can see the extreme heat that's taking place over the Pacific Northwest and southwestern Canada, and then of course our heat wave here. Much like the European model, the GFS ensemble is showing accordingly here with the 2 hottest days, today and Tuesday, and then a downtick, and then a little bit of an uptick thereafter. 2-meter dew point temperatures you can see are at their highest, and really ridiculous this afternoon especially, and then a little bit less humidity in the offing, especially after Wednesday. We cool it on down, and those dew point temperatures will fall with less humidity. Here's the latest next 5 days of high temperatures MOS, or meteorological output statistics, and we're basically neutral here in the northeast United States. And of course, here's the heat wave once again, but 3 days later, this kind of makes a little bit of an inroad here, heads east, creeps along the U.S.-Canadian border, and we're still basically neutral as those temperatures make a slow fall. Tropical depression number 4 is going to head inland. It's just off the coast of South Carolina as we speak, and maybe could supply us with some much needed rainfall. There's 2 systems that are working on in. This has a 40% chance of cyclone formation over the next 5 days. I think later in the week we'll start to see a couple of these systems work into the Caribbean basin. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.